Hi, Anjum. Firstly, thank you for joining us. It's pleasure having you on the occasion of International Women's Day. Two-time Olympian, and you've achieved so much in the past 16 years of career. You start since you started shooting, of course. So, just welcome to the show.
Hi, Targa. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And yes, it's International Women's Day, and I'm so happy that as a woman, I was able to, set some benchmarks for myself and, and win some medals for India.
Definitely, Anjum. Talking about when you started shooting, which was 16 years from now, and not many knew about shooting then, especially women in shooting weren't enough. So, if you can tell me, how things have changed, especially for women, because people like you, someone like you, and other Manu Hakar, etc. We're going full force out when it comes to not just shooting but other sports as well. So, how has the journey for you been in these past 16 years?
Yeah, I think we have seen a tremendous growth in sports infrastructure, sports policies, and also women in sports. We have seen so much growth over the years that, now it feels like we are some like very senior because we have seen not from nothing to a lot of things happening. So I think we have seen drastic change in all the things that have been happening, especially in terms of media covering the different sports as well as covering the women in sports. And I'm very thankful to the media and the social media for highlighting our achievements, because it really happens that, whenever something is broadcasted well and shown and, we are appreciated, that's when the other younger females and families are keen that their kids and girls are, they join some sports and, they follow their dreams. So I think it's all that happens.
Anjum, obviously, you grew up in Punjab, and it must not have been easy for you. So, if you can, maybe share any incident or any challenging situation, where maybe you felt like women in sport or doing shooting is not very acceptable. Was there any moment like this where you felt like not very confident because of others opinion, maybe, or in just in general?
Uh, I think I was fortunate enough to grow up in a city in Chandigarh, and my parents were very supportive. It just, whenever you start a new sport, if I would say, there are always doubts because you have this mindset कि आपको जीतना है, you want to win, and there's achievement at the end of this tunnel, but no one knows when that's coming, right? तो आप जब कोई भी चीज शुरू करते हो, it's just something very sort of a tentative thing. And so that's why I feel it requires a lot of courage from my parents' side, from the family side, to send someone into sports and to just see whatever happens into the sport, because sometimes you are not that good and you might not achieve some things, and then so many years pass by and then you have realized that okay, this was not my cup of the tea. So that's why I feel I was fortunate to have that support. I had my set of challenges here when I didn't have that much funding in the beginning to get my equipment from Europe, and also my parents and grandparents and the relatives were worried that I started shooting when I was in eighth standard, so it was eighth, ninth, 10th, and then 12th exams. So they were worried that I'm traveling so much and I'm coming and just giving my exams. So that was a bit tense. Like they were tense because of that. But I think just because I was doing shooting, I was really able to use whatever I learned in shooting and used it into my studies to be more focused and cover up my syllabus in less amount of time. So that's why I was able to score well. And then when I was sort of done with my 10th and 12th, then everyone was very chill of me into going into shooting. And then but I just made a point that I have to do my graduation and post graduation. I didn't really wanted to just leave everything and go and do shooting, because over the years I've learned that there is so much to be learned outside of your sport as well, and there is a life that has to be lived when you are not an athlete. So that's when I tried to study and do my shooting, and yeah, there had been challenges, but now, looking back on my 16 years, I just feel it was so good that I had those challenges and struggles, because that is what makes you grow. And I'm super grateful for all of that.
राइट अंजुम यू मेंशन कि पढ़ाई और खेल को बैलेंस करना होता है एंड ऑब्वियसली यू वन ऑफ दोस एथलीट्स हु कुड देयर आर मेनी हु आरंट एबल टू बट हमारी कंट्री में इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट सब कहते हैं कि प्लान बी होना जरूरी है जब आप स्पोर्ट्स में स्पेशली जा रहे हैं बिकॉज एक हमेशा से इनहेरेंट सिस्टम है कि भाई डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बनने का हमारी कंट्री में तो कितना जरूरी है और आपको भी रियलाइज हुआ कि इन दोनों चीजों में बैलेंस बना के रखने का और ऑल्सो डू यू थिंक इट्स ऑल्सो गवर्नमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी through its policies etc to make it easier for athletes.
Yes, I mean, obviously, the government support is very important in our careers, and we have also seen that change over the years. क्योंकि पहले इतनी funding नहीं होती थी, there was not much infrastructure, and especially the people didn't know about our sport, especially shooting, because सिर्फ एक मेडल आया था अभिनव भैया का 2008 में, तो उस टाइम पे तो किसी को पता ही नहीं था शूटिंग का, तो थोड़ा बहुत जितना आइडिया लगा था वो अभिनव भैया के मेडल से आइडिया लगना शुरू हुआ था, क्योंकि उससे पहले इतना ज्यादा टीवी और सोशल मीडिया भी नहीं था. So I feel whatever changes a medal gets, जब मेडल आता है उसकी वजह से जो चेंज आता है इंडिया में, आई थिंक दैट इज, वी हैव सीन दैट थिंग ग्रो tremendously, especially in shooting. Abhi, when Manu, Swapnil, Sarabjot won a medal, we have seen people know, like everyone I meet knows about these shooters and knows about shooting now. Especially, and like when Neeraj won the medal, firstly, not everyone knew about javelin. Now everyone knows. So I think the overall growth happens only when the whole team, it's the athlete, it's the government, it's the federations, everyone, when comes together, I think that's when everyone grows.
Absolutely, Anjum. Anjum, बात की जाए, your career also. Two-time Olympian, of course, that's a very big thing. और ये सफर बहुत आसान नहीं रहा होगा आपके लिए. Now, what is your focus currently?
So the to being an Olympian for two times was not at all easy. First time I was surprised that I made it to the Olympics. Second time I really had to fight for it, and I was shocked and also surprised by my capacity and capability to go through those emotions, and I'm very happy that I did. I think it just, as an athlete, we'll always be wanting for a medal. There always is that desire to win a medal, and I'm working for that for the next cycle. But I think the journey has been, I'm very grateful for what I have and what I have achieved. But also, right now, I'm at an age where I know what I have lost over the years outside of shooting. So now, and also with all the maturity and experience that I've gained, I'm at a phase where I'm really playing it very balanced. I'm very happy with, focusing on things outside of shooting, because I know, from Tokyo to Paris, I didn't have much time to really take a break and then start again, because the competition is too high. There were only 3 years in between, so all of that. But now I know what is much more important. Now I can compare if things are, if something is not that important. So Abhi, I'm really focusing on building a life outside of shooting as well, and then also focusing to spend as much time with my family and to grow as a person, as Anjum Moudgil, outside of being an athlete. So now I am currently here, and I'm very happy, doing this, and yeah, I would say I'm very happy, and I think that's really important.
Definitely, Anjum. I think you said it really well. Balancing that, because I know खिलाड़ी बहुत कुछ lose करते हैं outside. They don't have friends to go back through. They miss out on social occasion. They miss out on going to school and maybe having friends. That normalcy, like how other kids had, that is always missing when you talk to any sports person around the world, not just in India. And you mentioned about going through difficult moments. Of course, it's not easy. How do you maneuver through when things are very challenging, when you're going through not a very good phase, which I think is very normal for every athlete. सबका ऊपर नीचे उतार चढ़ाव हर किसी के जीवन में ही आता है, और एथलीट के जीवन में मे भी कुछ ज्यादा ही आता है, क्योंकि हम इतना फोकस्ड हो जाते हैं खेल को लेकर. तो जब आपके लाइफ में ऐसे डाउन लो पॉइंट्स आते हैं, एंड आई एम श्योर जो आए होंगे काफी, तो आप उनसे बाहर कैसे निकलते हैं?
Yeah, so recently I remember when I wanted to, when I came back from Tokyo, immediately all my thoughts and everything I wanted was to go to Paris. So for 3 years, I had put so much pressure on myself कि पेरिस जाना है, ओलंपिक्स खेलना है अगला, क्योंकि आपके पास आपको एक बार जब चीज मिल जाती है आपको फिर और चाहिए. सो व्हेन आई वाज डन विद माय फर्स्ट ओलंपिक्स आई वांटेड माय सेकंड, एंड सो दैट्स व्हेन एडिंग दैट प्रेशर ऑन माई सेल्फ. किसी ने नहीं कहा था, सिर्फ मेरा दिमाग था जिसने मेरे पे प्रेशर डाला. So that's when I was sort of not shooting well because of everything I've done to my mind and my body with all that pressure. So, I was out of the team. I was not shooting good. So I had to realize what was not going well. And that's when, the right kind of people around you help you. You have to share your thoughts. I had to share, with my family that, I just don't feel like shooting anymore. I just want to leave it because I'm not enjoying it. It's just so irritating to shoot now because I wanted a result. I was not enjoying the journey. So that was the reason for all the frustration and everything. And then all I had to do was to take a break from shooting. And then I think that has really helped me from last 3-4 years. I've really focused on taking a break from shooting because पहले नहीं होता था. पहले ऐसा होता था कि ठीक है एक दिन का ले लिया but you continue doing it. But now I know how important taking breaks is for your mind. So I took a break. I went to the Himalayas, learned some paragliding for 10 days, flew alone. It was a very different feeling. Then started my painting again because जब मैं शूटिंग के पीछे भाग रही थी तो मुझे था कि मेरे पास पेंटिंग का टाइम नहीं है. बट हर चीज का टाइम होता है अगर आप तसल्ली से टाइम निकाल लो. सो इसलिए फिर मैंने पेंटिंग शुरू करी. सो व्हेन आई वाज आउट ऑफ शूटिंग, डिस्कवरिंग हु अंजुम इज, दैट्स व्हेन आई वाज लाइक calm enough, and then I was eased out, and then I had to start again, and it was super easy to start back again. I was then scoring higher than what I was doing before the break. So that is something that's very personal to me and how things work for me. And this has worked over the years, from last 2-3 years, and now also I'm focusing on that ki take a break, train, shoot. Training साथ साथ चलती है, like physical training, mental training, shooting training. I am sort of on and off, and I'm very happy doing that, and I can also see the results.
And that is great, Anjum, because I think creating such sort of balances, what works for you, is very important for athletes. And not a lot of athletes realize this. I think, they're always, I mean, if they're not doing well, the negative thoughts obviously creep in, but you have to get out of this. And I'm like someone like you, for example, I'm sure you speak with someone like Abhinav Bindra a lot. You guys are from the same city, and he's done a amazingly well, and he's not of the convenient age, which what we say, like he won a gold for India at a very later stage in life. So is he also an inspiration to you? And I mean, in a sport like shooting, you have a more, I think, age year to sort of like other sports. In other sports, I think
Yeah.
35, 36 is considered old, but not with shooting. We've seen people winning medals at the 50, 56. So there's no age limit to your sport. Is that something it's important for you? Because then that makes you keep going, that you're just in the process, you can obviously constantly work your way around and ultimately get there.
Yes, of course. Avinav Bhaiya, Gagan Narang Bhaiya, everyone who has done so much for the sport of shooting, I think they are obviously our idols, and then we see to them, discuss with them if anything we need to know. And yes, of course, they also won their medals in their third or fourth Olympics. And but also, a lot of things have changed now from when they won the medals till now, because now in India the competition is so high that to just be in the top 3 and top two, it is like very very tough competition. And I feel it was good that Abhinav Bhaiya was able to compete in 5 Olympics. But now I would say, and also as a woman, where a lot of things depend on our age, and also there is this life outside of shooting which we really need to focus on. So I think somewhere that conflict is there. And I'm sort of, yeah, I've experienced that also, but now I'll experience it more. So I would say little bit difference is there, of course, from if where Abhinav Bhaiya is and where I also want to be, to win a medal and to win a gold for India. But I would say there is a little difference, but at the same time, obviously, if there are no age or biological clock barriers, I would say I could just keep shooting for many, many years. Yeah.
Definitely, Anjum. And my final question to you is, Anjum, you talked about your career, your inspiration, how you sort of rediscovered yourself in the process when you weren't feeling that great and you did other activities, etc. What is the advice you would like to give, not just women in sports, but young girls who are, who maybe haven't figured it out all yet?
I think sometimes, especially, which I also feel when we are using social media and all, we start comparing ourselves so much ki, someone has achieved so much at the age of 15, 20, that what I have not might have not achieved at the age of 30. So usse kya hota hai, we just start comparing. And then I was doing this beach mein when I was using social media for a lot of time, and I was like, oh my god, I've not done nothing. And everyone's telling to be more active, and then I realized, oh my god, I'm not like other people who's going to the job or school and college, and I'm doing something else. Then there's no sense of, comparing yourself to others. And also you have your own story, there your own complications, your own challenges. You might be the only person who's, earning the bread for the family. You might have a very supportive family where you don't really have to earn for the family, you have to only take care of yourself. So there are very different set of people in the society, very different families in the society. So I just feel that only if you know who you are and what works well for you, and what makes you happy, and also what makes people around you happy, the loved ones. I think there is no issue of achieving something ki abhi tak nahi mila hai. If you're enjoying the process of something and then you are happy and you're taking care of the people around you, I think you'll be happy. So I just feel there is no there is no like timeline for certain things. All you need to do is just go with the flow and the life where life takes you. All you need to do is focus on yourself, always take care of the people around you, because that's what makes you happy and others happy. And whenever you are working hard for something, you will get what you want. But also कई बार कई चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जो जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है वाला पार्ट, क्योंकि sometimes you don't get it now, but whenever you get it, that is the best time to get it. So इसलिए keep that patience inside, and I think just keep working with all the positivity around you. Challenges are there, but accept them and work on it. I think that's the best you can do. So there's no stopping the challenges, there's no stopping the negativity. Let it come, deal with it, and get done with it. I think that's how things have worked for me now.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anjum, for taking out time for us. And I just
Thank
want to ask
you.
a lot of books you have in the background. So,
It- my dad is a lawyer, so
oh,
it's the
oh,
his
perfect.
books. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, Anjum.